Okay, so am I good to fly solo dolo after this?
Yeah.
This is Zayna, the most experienced flight instructor that I know. One of the most experienced ones. We are gonna go do some circuits.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, it's been a while since I've flown a Cessna 172, which is why I have one of the most experienced flight instructors that I know of sitting right seat to make sure I don't do anything stupid. So we're going to fly some circuits, practice some emergency engine failures, and just get familiar with the airplane again. Like I said, I haven't flown one of these airplanes for a while, so we're going to see how it goes.
So I don't usually wear glasses. My landings always suck when I wear glasses. Clear. 1,000 RPM. We got oil pressure, temperature's good. Fuel gauges are obviously the most reliable things in the airplane. November Oscar. Oh wait for it. All right, so start do a rolling check.
Now we're taxiing for runway 17 at Calgary Springbank Airport. It's 5,000 feet of usable runway, and they are right-hand circuits.
Watch this.
And thanks to the mask, every time I breathe, my glasses fog up. So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Cam doors, windows closed, lock, flight controls, free and correct. Sorry, Zayna. Flight instruments set. Your fuel selector on both. Mixture's rich. Elevator rotor trim. Takeoff. Looks about there. Throttle 1700 RPM. Mags check. Left. Good. Right. Good. And mixture check. Carburetor heat check. Slight drop, so we know it's working. Oil pressure and temperature is good, obviously. Still, and meter check. So we pull that one, hit the light. Alright, throttle, idle. Make sure it still idles. Carburetor heat cold. And throttle 800 to 1,000, which we are. Takeoff briefing, so we rotate at 55, 56-ish.
At 55.
And then climb out at 70, 75. Next checklist is the normal takeoff. Okay.
All right, we're ready to go. We are on the runway, so let's go do some circuits.
Okay, and we're clear for takeoff. All right, Zayna. We're gonna go. Smooth application of power. Hopefully. Okay. Check. Everything looks good. Oil pressure's good.
Our airspeed is alive, and we need 55 to 60 knots to rotate.
Come on, baby. And 60. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
Our best rate of climb is 70 knots, but we'll probably do 70 to 75. Like I said, we have some gusty conditions, so we're going to add 5 knots to all of our airspeeds just to compensate for that. Now, because I do a lot of IFR flying, especially in the Cessna Conquest, I really have to train myself to keep my eyes outside the airplane. And coming from the IFR world, that is a lot harder to do than you think. But let's fast forward here to get to our first landing, our first circuit of the day, and hopefully I don't mess it up. All right, we are late downwind now, runway 17, right-hand circuits. We're 1,000 feet above the field elevation, and here we are on the chart here, about to turn base, and that's the Bow River in the valley there. Still got a little bit of snow on it. And it is absolutely critical that you keep a close eye out for other airplanes. It is very easy to cut someone off, especially when turning base at an airport that is as busy as this one. And the air traffic controllers will probably yell at you over the radios, which only makes your day worse because your instructor's probably yelling at you and you feel like a complete dick because you probably made someone else go around. So, eyes outside all the time. Now we're turning final. Right now you can see the runway straight ahead. This is going to be a normal landing, so we're only going to land with 30 degrees of flaps. If I remember when I did my training, I was always landing with 20 degrees of flaps for a normal landing, but so be it. We're going to land with 30 degrees of flaps. And our approach speed is going to be about 70 knots or so.
65. Oh, that's why I said. 5 minutes.
Now there was a bunch of construction going on right before short final, and it seemed every time we flew over it, the airplane would start to sink, and so we'd have to add a little bit of power to keep us on our glide path. And of course, you try to reduce how many times you make power changes when you're on short final, but sometimes you have to, especially in a light airplane like this.
Okay, now we can fly this baby down. Oop. Okay. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see what you mean. Oh. Ah, there we go.
All right, the flaps are coming up. We're adding full power. And we're going to rotate at 55 to 60 knots again. That landing was pretty smooth, if I had to say so myself. Maybe it was beginner's luck. Maybe it was skill, not too sure, but I get another chance to try a normal landing, and then the real fun is about to begin when we do the simulated engine failures in the circuit, also called the power off 180s, and that is coming up right after this landing here. Again, I had to add a little bit of power as we flew over that construction site there. Plane sunk a little bit. And we'll see if my last landing was skill or just beginner's luck. We're about to find out if I can. And of course this time it wasn't as good as the last landing. I should have had the nose up a little bit higher. So let's get the flaps up, power in, and let's do these simulated engine failures.
Okay. Well, that was a good wake-up lesson. Okay.
All right, so this is the simulated engine failure in the circuit, also called the power off 180. And instead of flying the actual pattern, we are just going to aim straight for the runway. So we're going to pull the power back, get the carb heat on, and simulate an engine failure without actually shutting the engine down, because that would be really, really bad. Now 65 knots is the best glide speed, so as soon as we have an engine failure, we want to trim for that speed, because that's going to allow us to get our best gliding distance, our best gliding range. And immediately we want to be looking for a place to land. In this case, it is the actual runway. Now when you do these power off 180s, it's going to feel weird because you're going to have to stay quite high on the approach, and that is a good thing because you cannot make up for lost altitude because you don't have an engine anymore. So instead of putting flaps and if it's a retractable landing gear, you can use techniques such as side slipping in order to lose altitude if you're too high, because once you put flaps down, you are committed and you've already added that drag and you may not make your landing point. So here's my landing point on the map at Alpha 2 taxiway, and there it is in real life. So we're aiming for that, and at this point I know I can make the runway, so I'm gonna add whatever flaps I need last second here and start the flare. And there was a moment there where I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna make my touchdown point, but luckily I did, and I don't know if that was just beginner's luck as well, but we'll see if I can repeat that same scenario. So we're going to do one more simulated engine failure and we'll see how that goes. So bringing the flaps up, got full power, and we're already airborne.
So that time I got this we'll go for the runway.
All right, here we go. Attempt number 2, engine failure number 2 of the day, and I've already made the turn. There's the airport there.
In this case, we're assuming the wind's coming this way, so we're gonna should aim for the runway, obviously. Maintain altitude. We always side slip, right? Okay.
And just like the last simulated engine failure, I am not going to put in any flaps until I know for sure that I can make that runway.
Okay, and then keep the flaps.
We can always side slip the airplane if we need to in order to lose altitude, but
So I think we can put one.
I'm not too concerned about that right now because we do have a little bit of a headwind, so that's going to be a factor in our gliding distance here.
Like we're so close to the ground, we're just going to assume that we're just going to try to. We'll leave the flaps where they're at.
Now I'm pretty sure I can make the runway now, so I'm adding whatever remaining flaps I need because we know we can make our touchdown point.
This is super fun. Okay. This will be a touch and go, obviously.
And I'm pretty happy about this because I now have my checkout on the 172. So we taxied back to the hangar, and my flight instructor gave me the A-OK that I am good to rent a 172 by myself again, and it feels freaking amazing. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody. Check out some of my other videos. Give this video a like, and we'll catch you all on the next adventure. Take care. Bye-bye.